ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः आचार्येभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। ओम परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो दशदिक्पालेभ्यो नमः। ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिः हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। ओम अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। चैंट फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 22। लब्ध्वा जन्मामरप्रार्थ्यं मानुष्यं तद्विजाग्र्यतां तद् अनादृत्य ये स्वार्थं घ्नन्ति यान्ति अशुभां गतिं स्वर्गपुमान् एकोऽनुषज्जेत मर्त्योऽनर्थस्य धामनि देवर्षि पितृभूतानि ज्ञातीन् बन्धूंश्च भागिनः असंविभज्य चात्मानं यक्षवित्तः पतत्यधः व्यर्थयार्थे हया वित्तं प्रमत्तस्य वयोबलं कुशलायेन सिद्ध्यन्ति जरटः किनो कुशलायेन सिद्ध्यन्ति जरटः किं नु साधये कस्मात् संक्लिश्यते विद्वान् व्यर्थयार्थे हया सकृतो कस्यचित् मायया नूनं लोकोऽयं सुविमोहितः किं धनैर्धनदैर्वा किं कामैर्वा कामदैरुत मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य कर्मभैर्वोत जन्मदैः नूनं मे भगवान् तुष्टः सर्वदेवमयो हरिः येन नीतो दशाम् एतां निर्वेदश्चात्मनः प्लवः सोऽहं कालावशेषेण शोषयिष्येऽङ्गमात्मनः अप्रमत्थो अखिलस्वार्थे यदि स्यात् सिद्ध आत्मनि तत्र माम् अनुमोदेरन् देवास्त्रिभुवनेश्वराः मुहूर्तेन ब्रह्मलोकं खट्वाङ्गः समसाधयतु। श्रीभगवानुवाच। इत्यभिप्रेत्य मनसा यावन्त्यो द्विजसत्तमः उन्मुच्य हृदयग्रन्थीन् शान्तो भिक्षुरभोन्मुनिः स चचार महीमेतां संयतात्मेन्द्रियानिलः भिक्षार्थं नगरग्रामान् असङ्गो अलक्षितो अविशतो तं वै प्रवयसं भिक्षुम् अवधूतम् असज्जनाः दृष्ट्वा पर्यभवन् भद्रा बह्वीभिः परिभूतिभिः केचित् त्रिवेणुं जगृहुः एके पात्रं कमण्डलुं पीठं चैकेक्षसूत्रं च कन्थां चेराणि केचन प्रदाय च पुनस्तानि दर्शितान्याददुर्मुनेः अन्नं च वैक्ष्यसम्पन्नं भुञ्जानस्य सरित्तटे मूत्रयन्ति च पापिष्टाः स्टीवन्त्यस्य च मूर्धनि यतवाचं वाचयन्ति ताडयन्ति न वक्ति चेत् तर्जयन्त्यपरे वाग्भिः स्तेनोऽयमिति वादिनः वध्नन्ति रज्ज्वां तं केशित् वध्यताम् इति क्षिपन्त्येकेव जानन्तः ह्येष धर्मध्वजः शठः क्षीणमित्तः इमां वृत्तिम् अग्रहीत् स्वजनोज्झितः अहो एष महासारः धृतिमान् गिरिराडिव मौनेन साधयत्यर्थं बकवद्दृढनिश्चयः इत्येके विहसन्त्येनम् अन्ये दुर्वातयन्ति च तं बबन्धुर्निरुरुदुः यथा क्रीडनकन्दिजम् एवं स भौतिकं दुःखं दैविकं दैहिकं च यतो भोक्तव्यमात्मनोदिष्टं प्राप्तमबुध्यत परिभूतः इमां गाथाम् अगायत नराधमैः पातयद्भिः स्वधर्मस्थः धृतिम् आस्थाय सात्विकीम् द्विजौवाच नायं जनो मे सुखदुःखहेतुः न देवतात्मा ग्रहकर्मकालाः मनः परं कारणमामनन्ति संसारचक्रं परिवर्तयेत् यतो मनोगुणान्वयि सृजते बलीयः ततश्च कर्माणि विलक्षणानि शुक्लानि कृष्णानि अथ लोहितानि तेभ्यः सवर्णाः श्रुतयो भवन्ते अनीह आत्मा मनसा समीहता हिरण्मयो मत्सक उद्विचष्टे मनः स्वलिङ्गं परिगृह्य कामान् जुषन्निबद्धो गुणसङ्गतोऽसौ दानं स्वधर्मो नियमो यमश्च श्रुतं च कर्माणि च सद्व्रतानि सर्वे मनो निग्रहलक्षणान्ताः परो हि योगो मनसः समाधिः समाहितं यस्य मनः प्रशान्तं दानादिभिः किं वद तस्य कृत्यम् असंयतं यस्य मनो विनश्यतु दानादिभिश्चेदपरं किमेभिः मनोवशेन्ये हि अभवन् स्म देवाः मनश्च नान्यस्य वशं समेति भीष्मो हि देवः सहसः सहीयान् युञ्जाद्वशेतं स हि देवदेवः तं दुर्जयं शत्रुमसह्यवेगम् अरुन्तुदं तन्न विजित्य केचितो कुर्वन्ति सद्विग्रहमत्र मर्त्यैः मित्राण्युदासीनरिपोन्विमूढाः देहं मनोमात्रमिमं गृहीत्वा ममाहमित्यन्धधियो मनुष्याः एषोऽहमन्योऽहमिति भ्रमेण अन्योऽयं दुरन्तपारे तमसि भ्रमन्ति जनस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत किमात्मनश्चात्र हि भौमयोस्तद् जिह्वां क्वचित् सन्दशति स्वदद्भिः तद्वेदनायां कथमाय कुप्येत् दुःखस्य हेतुर्यदि देवतास्तु किमात्मनस्तत्र विकारयोस्तद् यदङ्गमङ्गेन निहन्यते क्वचित् क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्वदेहः आत्मा यदि स्यात् सुखदुःखहेतुः किमन्यतस्तत्र निजस्वभावः न ह्यात्मनोऽन्यदि यदि तन्मृषा स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मात् न सुखं न दुःखं ग्रहानिमित्तं सुखदुःखयोश्चेत किमात्मनोजस्य जनस्य ते वै ग्रहैर्ग्रहस्यैव वदन्ति पीडां क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्ततोऽन्यः कर्मास्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत किमात्मनस्तद्धि जडाजडत्वे देहस्त्वचित् पुरुषोऽयं सुपर्णः क्रुध्येत कस्मै स हि कर्ममूलं कालस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत किमात्मनस्तत्र तदात्मकोऽसौ नाग्नेर्हि तापो न हिमस्य तत्स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मै न परस्य द्वन्द्वं न केनचित् कापि कथञ्चनास्य द्वन्द्वोपरागः परतः परस्य यथा महः संसृतिरूपिणः स्यात् एवं प्रबुद्धो न बिभेति भूतैः एतां स आस्थाय परात्मनिष्ठाम् अध्यासितां पूर्वतमैर्महर्षिभिः अहन्तरिष्यामि दुरन्तपारं तमो मुकुन्दाङ्घ्रिनिषेवयैव श्रीभगवानुवाच निर्विद्य नष्टद्रविणो गतक्लमः प्रव्रजगाम्बर्यटमान इत्थं निराकृतो सद्भिरपि स्वधर्मात् अकम्पितो मुनिराह गाधां सुखदुःखप्रदो नान्यः पुरुषस्यात्मविभ्रमः मित्रोदासीनरिपवः संसारस्तमसः कृतः तस्मात् सर्वात्मना तात निगृहाणमनोधिया मय्यावेशितया युक्तः एतावान् योगसङ्ग्रहः य एतां भिक्षुणा गीतां ब्रह्मनिष्ठां समाहितः धारयन् श्रावयन् शृण्वन् द्वन्द्वैर्नैव नैवाभिभूयते इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, श्री भागवत शरणं मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्री सूता शरणं मम, श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम, श्री व्यासा शरणं मम, श्री नारद शरणं मम, श्री कुमार शरणं मम, श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्री विष्णु शरणं मम, श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ओम स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुंठे नास्त्ययं रसः अत पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मा मुञ्चत कर्हिचितो। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थिति अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Salutations to the Lord, to the entire Guru Parampara, to our Bhagavata Acharyas, entire Rishi Parampara, our Guru Tattva, Sakshat Sriman Narayana, Bhagavan Krishna, and Parabrahma Paramatma. To a sincere person who wants to learn in short, practice in short, and reach to Paramatma surely in one lifespan, there is no better, beautiful, simple, direct guidance than this chapter 23 Bhagavat Mahapurana, which is generally addressed as the Bhikshu Geetham. It's a complete compendium or complete, what do you say, the guidance for a serious, sincere person who want to learn, understand, practice, and reach out. Very, very beautiful. So, in this, how many portions are there? In the first portion, we have seen Bhagavan on the question of Uddhava starts answering the story of this Brahmana. So, in the first portion, we can see how the Brahmana lived his life of very much negativity, of only money mindedness. In the second portion, we are seeing now that how he was so much humiliated, troubled, insulted, kicked away by the people. Third and fourth portions are very, very important. In the third portion, how and what he has learned from all those bitter experiences. Two things he learned. One is Parama total Vairagyam. Second is total commitment to know the truth. This is the most important third portion which we are studying in this chapter in the learnings of the Bhikshu or teachings of him. Here only becomes Bhikshu now. In the fourth portion, we will see an exhaustive, thesis of how a person comes into bondage because of his own mana. These verses number 43 to 60, if one can thoroughly investigate and understand, no need to study any other shastra for the sadhana and siddhi. Here itself will be every guidance given, following which we definitely get mukti from all our bondages. Such a powerful one. That's why it has become the important portion of this Mukti Skandham. So, till yesterday, in all the classes of this chapter, what we have seen, if you see the essence, it is discussed more about the anartha that is obtained because of the artha given too much undue value and importance. So, hope we have all understood how the artha makes us commit the 15 sins, and how in the artha earning and spending, etc., these are the four things are there: kashtam, trasaha, chinta, as well as bhayam. So, we have seen um, uh, trasah, ayasa, trasah, chinta, brahmaha. So that all portion we have exhaustively discussed. Artha here, what it means is any of the possessions, excessive, undue, on which we have ownership, expecting to enjoy them, especially the wealth, etc. And here, even he has not enjoyed that also. Second portion was very important here. The bhikshu, yet to become a bhikshu, the brahmanas reconciliation. This portion actually more important than the Gayatri mantras, more important than Om Namah Shivaya mantras, more even important the Upanishad mantras. These things we have to chant, because only after chanting these things the required amount of mumukshita comes, after which all those chantings of Gayatri mantra, Mrityunjay mantra, Upanishad mantra become fruitful. What he has spoken about is the importance of the Manushya Janma, which is very rare, one among 84 lakh yoni. And it also, after how many yonis it comes to us, we cannot say. Now we got it. How worst way we misuse it and destroy ourselves, running for the kama, sorry, artha, thereafter losing artha, losing kama, losing dharma, losing moksha. That is the worst way of using this human birth. On the other side, how best it can be utilized. So he is thinking to himself and speaking it loudly, recorded by someone, none other than Lord Krishna and Shukadevji and Vyasji. It is being presented to us in this Shastra. So I am just chanting, I will not explain it, even one word, you feel it. Second, 22nd mantra. Labdva Janma Amara Prarthyam Manushyam Amara Prarthyam Manushyam Janma Labdva. I'm not explaining. Leaving it for your thinking. Tat dvija agriyatam. Tat dvija agriyatam. So, amara prarthyam manusham janma labdva. Tat dvijagriyatam labdva. Add that labdva to that. Tat anadrutya. Adharana, respecting, valuing, giving importance. Anadrutya means disrespecting, disregarding, devaluing it. Ye स्वार्थम घ्नन्ति तद अनादृत्य ये स्वार्थम घ्नन्ति. घ्नन्ति डिस्ट्रक्शन. स्वार्थम घ्नन्ति ते कुत्र गच्छन्ति? यान्ति अशुभाम गतिम. ते कुत्र गच्छन्ति? अशुभाम गतिम गच्छन्ति. सो लब्ध्वा अमर प्रार्थ्यम मानुषम जन्म तत्रापि द्विजाग्रताम लब्ध्वा ये अनादृत्यतम स्व अर्थम घ्नन्ति ते अशुभाम गतिम यान्ति. एग्जाम्पल कहा अहमेव अस्मि तत्र कथायां तत् द्विजः एव स्वः द्विजः एव उदाहरणम् अस्ति. अस्माकं जीवने वयमेव उदाहरणाः स्मः. In our life we are the only example for this. What is that? Yanti ashubham gatim. Ashubham gatim, listen carefully. After leaving the body anyway, while living in the life in this body itself, toward the end, or even after doing activity when the result comes, or even while doing the action also, it is Ashubha Gati only. But the point is what I am doing now, forgetting the sadhana for moksha, running for the Artha Purushartha, appears to be the Shubha because of my notion. But actually, when the result comes of it in the form of the bondage which that Brahmana is going through. All of us also go through. That time when you look back, it then understood as Ashubha. Like now I am heavily eating the food because freely available. While eating it, it appears to be Shubha because such a tasty food, freely available, of my own liking and choice. Then after eating, when that indigestion happens or it leads to other problems, that dukkha which we feel, when we trace back, what is the reason? This excessive and overeating in no? But is that overeating, excessive eating, Shubha or Ashubha? Actually Ashubha, but when the result came, then we thought of it as Ashubha, but by that time the time is gone. But at the time of involving in it, we thought it is Shubha. The one who therefore is, through the examples of his own past life and also others' life, he is able to maintain that alertness and assess and understand what are the suggestions the mind is giving and understands whether they are Shubha or Ashubha in their Parinama, then decides to do it or not. He is called a wise person. This is what in the yesterday again kimnu me syat idam krutva kimnu me syat akurvatah iti samchitya vidwan kuryad vanava. So this is a pain or this is a most difficult thing the gurus find it to explain to us that what we are involving in arthakama in its consequence is going to give such a ashubha. But we feel it is Shubha. They are trying to tell us, Vaya, have Viveka and Vairagya, don't run for the Artha Kama. But we don't imagine, we are not able to understand it at this moment. Like the child doesn't understand. He indulges in his sports and cell phone TV. That if we can't study, can't write exam, will not pass. बेटा तो फेल हो जाएगा समझेगा नहीं हो तू छोड़ ये खेलना बड़ा ये करो he will not understand. If he understands, though he is young in age, he is a highly matured fellow. You and I also, at the time of involving in Artha Kama itself, when we know that it is leading to the Ashubha, therefore I will not involve in them. This decision is wisdom, and thereby, instead of involving in them, when the time is used for Dharma and Moksha, then we are sadhaka. What the mind is treating us in, which will be the subject matter of this chapter toward the end, the 20 slokas. It is not allowing the intellect to think, though some permission is given to intellect to go and attend a class or to see a moral value oriented movie or even to study books उतना हलो कर रहा है लेकिन according to knowledge gained think and change your decisions from artha kama toward dharma moksha. To that the mind is not giving permission. What mind is shouting at intellect? तुमको क्लास में जाने का परमिशन दिया ना, हाँ चुप, अब उतना ही तुम्हारा काम, बाकी I am the king, I must tell you what to do, that alone should be done. Run for earth and calm. So what is the use after everything is over that we reconcile and learn it? है कि नहीं? तो प्रिवेंशन ही पहले इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है. Sometimes you may go for cure later on, you may not get the curing of it. So many physical diseases can be prevented if one is careful right from the beginning. After the disease comes, some of them तो will not go throughout life, they are there. Some of them तो हमको मार कर ही छोड़ेंगे कुछ बीमारियां. Prevent. So too, the संसार में यह बंधन का कारण वाला अर्थ काम को दूर रखना, prevention from samsara. And then what is samsara? Many a times we told. One is forgetting the ultimate goal of Paramatma. Second is what? Running for the temporary Sukha Bhoga. Third is what? Becoming slave to Dehendriya and Vastus of the Jagat and falling in our dignity and stature and leaving or giving of Dharma, doing adharma and Papa, then deserving the Naraka Adi. This is called Samsara. परमात्मा को भूलना, शाश्वत नहीं जो अशाश्वत तात्कालिक है, सुख भोग के पीछे भागना, उस दौरान सारे धर्म को छोड़ देना, पाप आदि करना, फल स्वरूप में नरक आदि. Prevention is better than cure. So it is to be felt by everyone within themselves. That is why we are studying, restudying, pausing so much. So because such portions are very rare. They are very much, but when do we come across them? We don't know. We have come across of it now. Therefore, let us grasp the gist and essence of it as much as possible. So just close the eyes, everyone. Feel for oneself. We are the human beings. This human life is has so great that even devatas ask for it. Having come in this, the only purushartha we have to aim at is the moksha. What makes us qualified for it is dharma. Or every dharma which leads to deservability of moksha purushartha, I will have to perform. Yes, through this deha adi, manusha jivana, one can earn lot of wealth, artha, one can indulge in kama. But that is not the purpose for which it is given. Therefore, I am deciding to make use of this Jivana Kala, the human life, only for the higher pursuit. Yes, it is difficult now, but not impossible. I'll start. Start deeply, start seriously, sincerely, day by day, day by day, day by day. Within a month or years, there will be total transformation in myself. Feel for oneself. Then the next one is Sargapavargayor Dwaram. Prapya lokam imam puman. Lokam means the human life. Puman imam lokam prapya. Imam lokam kima sarga apar vargayoho dwaram. Now, very important lesson next one. Dravine konu asajjeta. Who is the one unless a non-thinker who is attached to the Dravina excessive earning of the wealth and through the wealth indulgence. So, Martyaha anarthasya dhamani. That which is the abode of all the anartha called as the artha, the wealth. Konu sajjeta, who fully exhausts or employs all his resources and mind. Not a wise person. Who is the one? It's a question. Nobody. If somebody is there, he is not Martya, he is not a wise person, not intelligent. But do you think this principle can be appreciated in today's world of Bhautikavada? Therefore, the Dhana Asha or Dhana Akanksha. That's why everybody is not fit for Bhagavatadi. They can be fit for Bhogavata, not Bhagavat. They are not fit for Yogavata, they are for Ragavata only. They are not for Vairagyavata, they are only Kamakrodha. Do we want to be in that group? Though majority are that only, or you want to be in that group where only few people are there who are satisfied with whatever they have, and then involving this Deha Adi in the pursuit of Paramatma. Aha. Whatever sadhana understood, bhakti, yoga, karma yoga, ashtanga yoga, jnanam, jitna aap samajh, see, remember, none of the sadhanas are useless or waste. Anything you do, the in his kindness and grace, Bhagavan will see that all sadhanas we do are accounted in taking us towards him only. That बेफिक्र आप रहो, भगवान के नाम पे किए जाने वाला कोई भी सत कर्म साधना भगवान उनको अपने तरफ, उस जीव को, साधक को अपने तरफ माउल्ड करने के लिए यूज करेंगे. But it should be on the name of Bhagavan. Don't forget Bhagavan, like you are doing dhanam. You say, remembering the Lord gave the money and it is his order to give dana, I am giving it to please Paramatma. Itna keh do, you need not be at this junction any of Adhyatmik sadhaka, but that dana karma done on the name of the Lord is enough for the Lord to do some jadoo by which we become oriented towards him very soon. Children, there is one sloka. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigach. Is it not? Any namaskara you do to any devata, it will go to Keshava only. Just like any water fallen from the rains, through the rain from the cloud, onto any of the rivers or go back into the ocean only. Akashat akasha se patitam girava toyam water. Yatha sagaram gacchati. So to Sarvadeva Namaskaram Keshavam Gachati. A higher step is what? Sarva Namaskaram Keshavam Gachati. Because in and through everywhere the Keshava alone is there. What I am saying is any sadhana. atyanta utkrishta sadhana of Atma Anatma Viveka, and then rejecting the Anatma as Neti Neti and accepting Atma as Soham Sohama. This is the highest sadhana. This extreme se lekar, the simple nama of Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya. Even a simple Nama Sankirtana also will not go waste. It will take us towards Him. Why? What is the purpose of saying these things? The purpose of saying these things is once we have understood the anartha with the artha, once we are committed for our spiritual evolution, as long as we are alive as human being, what sadhana we can do, we should do. For that question, this was the answer given. For an ordinary, normal person who has not found his guru, who has not approached him to study Shastra. For a simple turn, we are telling. If somebody has taken up the disciplehood and surrendered to the Guru, and from him systematically through Shastra, when he heard about what sadhanas to be done in the Bhakti Marga, in the Jnana Marga, he has no doubt at all. In Bhakti Marga, you select one roop of the Lord, and to that Lord, you keep on doing this Navadha Bhakti. This is the Bhakti sadhana. So you take up Lord Vishnu. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So direct and simple. In a, that Bhakti sadhana, it starts with Shravanam, then the speaking, then Smaranam Ityadi. Finally, you offer yourself to him, Atmanivedanam. There's no ambiguity for the one who has listened. He starts first with Shravanam, then ultimately Atmanivedanam. And in a Jnana Margi, he knows Viveka Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shatka Sampada, Mumukshutvam. Go to Guru, serve him, get a chance to ask question when he answers about the Tattva, Shravana, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, Dhyanam, Anubhuti. A systematic approach is this, unambiguous. Is only we have to understand the importance of each of these steps. We have to ensure that we are walking on that. That's our responsibility. Apart from that, as regard the path laid to us by the Guru and Shastra concerned, it is pakka, perfect. Like a road is laid from this place to that. It is we who have to understand the road. We have to make our vehicle perfect, should know the art of driving and keep driving. That path takes you to the destination. So to the Navada Bhakti path in the Bhakti Marga, then this Navada Bhakti Marga in the Vedanta Marga is also Navada. And Viveka Vairagya and 6 of the Satka Sampadi 8 ho gaye, then Mumukshuta is the now. With this 9, when you go to the Guru, he will teach 3. He will teach one, Shravanam, the other 2 we have to do. Mananam, Nitidhyasanam. Here also, the 9 things we do, Atmanivedanam, then he will give the 3. Again here also. In the 4th one, you will also merge in the Lord here. What he gives in the 3 as a result of Bhakti, Salokya Mukti, okay? Then Samipya Mukti, then Sarupya. They are like Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana in the Vedanta. Like means only number wise may bata. There is no relation between these two. Finally, after this Saropya, Sarvijam, we merge in him. Here also, Shravana, Mana, Nididhyasanam. Finally, in the Dhyana, Aham Brahmas. The one who knows it, pakka, and keep on doing. And remember, all these 9 have to be attempted every day. Clear? Here also, here also. That much time we have to involve only in that. In case we have less time, less stamina, inability, then whatever the things we can do, we should do. Spashta. This mantra taught us this. Now, how to do all the wealth, whatever we have, whoever are the bhaginaha, you have to give it to them. Otherwise, we will fall like I am fallen now. The 3 patanams just now we said. Here the patanam is everybody will loot away our wealth. Nobody will value, respect us, give even khana also. Second patanam is for all the papa done, narakadi yoni will come. Third patana obvious is what? That much time you have wasted, that you have not pursued your spiritual sadhana at all. Therefore, whatever the dhanam we have gained to all these shareholders, we have to give. Deva, Rushi, Pitru, Bhutani, Gnyatin, Bandhun, Bhaginaha. Clear? Thus, clear your obligations, clear your debts. So that your own guilt won't be there anymore, nor any regrets or sins. More important than is the undue, or sorry, the what you say, the curse from the people would not be there on you. See, remember, there are 2 things. When I don't give you what you deserve from me, that itself is a sin which will invoke dukkha for me. And because I have not given to you what you deserve from me, you become miserable and curse me. That also will fall on me. On the other hand, when I gave you whatever I owe you, I am clear in my debts. So no regrets, no guilts. So no papa. You have also no right to say anything to me because I given deserving. Even after I gave you what I deserve, yet out of your extreme asha, excessive expectation, if you expect from me or even scold me, that won't touch me because I have cleared. So if you don't give, the luksan is double. Incur you sin and incur the curse. If you give, the faida is double. That you are free from debts. Second faida is one. Whatever nonsense they do, it will not touch you. Therefore, two principles. First is never depend on anyone, earn yourself, and whoever have helped in due course, keep on sharing with them. Due. Second is what? Don't create too much of the debts toward for the people on the people. अपने आप के ऊपर डिपेंड हो जाओ, एक बात हो गया. दूसरा, क्लियर ऑल द डेट्स, कीप नॉट एनीथिंग पेंडिंग. बी अलर्ट. And as you go into the sadhana, more and more tyaga, sannyasa you are doing. Therefore, you don't have the gross monetary things to give to the people, even to clear the runa. I'm telling to the serious genuine sadhakas. At that level, not at the level of any of lot of wealth. But at that time, when you're totally given up as sannyasi, don't have wealth, at that time, your prayers themselves will be compensating for the runa. Not now. I have a lot of wealth, I have not given it to you. Then my prayers will not be compensating the runa. I have to exhaust all that wealth. After that is given, still if debts are there, and we are sincere sadhaka only of Paramatma, through the prarthana or through some of the sankalpas, etc., arpana of the sukshma vishayas. Like I do this japa so many times, or this upasana, and then I pray to Lord, oh Lord, the result of this, please see in giving or clearing all the debts, whatever I have. And to a serious sadhaka of Paramatma Anubhuti, I'm telling you one thing, which is not found here or someplace it may be there, we don't know. One thing we have to do is what? Suddenly, subtly inside, doing those prarthanas by which we are begging the Lord, hey Bhagavan, please see that all the Runa Anubandha are cleared. Is it not? Otherwise, what will happen? People enter in our life both as Shatru and Mitra, take away all our time, take away all our attention, energy, then we can't do our sadhana. And whoever are there around us, 10, 20, 100 people, all are Unanubandhu. अब ये क्या है वो जितना भी मजा है उसमें it is not allowing you to do sadhana. If nobody is there around in your life, that means what? You have no Runanubandha in that life. बहुत बढ़िया हो गया इसको यूज करो साधना में. Nobody is coming to some good. There's no Runanubandha. Nobody is eating away your time and brain. Spend that time in Lord. Luckiest fellow if you are, nobody is around you. Our bewakuf is what? When the people are around, we with selfishness trouble them. When nobody comes around us, we get frustrated that nobody is talking to us. In both cases, what we should do when people are around, clear the debts. When they are not there, do your sadhana. Why you worry? All this happens because we give importance to I as a Deha Jiva and also to others, and we expect through mutual relation some or the other Sukha Dukkha. This Bevakuf is the root cause of all samsara. This is called samsara. I am a Jiva entering to Deha, bound like a parrot in the cage and frustrated. This Jiva should come out of this cage of Dehadi and identify with the whole universal Atma. If this clarity is there, these nonsensical thoughts will not come. On the other hand, I thank the Lord like this Brahmana is going to do today in this next slokas. He says it is only Bhagavan's grace, Krupa, that I am brought into such a outer frustration level which led to my inner both Vairagya as well as Mumukshata. Wisdom is what? Knowing what to do to progress in sadhana. Second, when anything happens around us, how to mold that happening towards sadhana, this is called as wisdom. सब हमें आध्यात्मिकता के ही आगे ले जाना है हमको. That's called wisdom. That we have to have always. That intellection we should have always. How to mold any good bad experience only in going towards Bhagavan. So this is explained. See all that you have to give. Now this 25 is Vyarthaya Artha Ihaya Pramattasya Vittam Vayo Balam Jarataha Kimnu Sadaye Kushala Yena Siddhyanti. Very interesting shloka it is. Listen carefully. What is what? व्यर्थया अर्थ इहया प्रमत्तस्य. व्यर्थया अर्थ इहया प्रमत्तस्य. Iha means action. Artha ihaya means he is acting to earn the artha. Vyarthaya means that earning of the artha, which is vyartha because it was said in the earlier shlokas. And the one thinking to earn only the artha, knowing it is artha, not understanding it is vyartha, that type of lifestyle is called as inadvertence. That's called as pramattasya. नहीं समझ रहा है कि ये प्रमाद है, उस प्रमाद में फर्क फंस गया है. So vyarthaya artha iha pramattasya. Therefore, what is pramattata, about which we have to become apramatta, is artha iha, knowing that it is vyartha. Why is it vyartha? Already said. What he said was arthasya sadhane siddhe utkarshe rakshane veye nashe bhoge ayasah trasah chinta brahma. Can there be more spashta explanation than this? Only we have to study it 3-4 times consciously. Then again said this artha, even when it is on cause of 15 papa, it was said, steyam, himsa, anrutam, dambha, kama, krodha, smaya, madaha, vedaha, vairam, avishwasa, samsparda, vesana. If you forget that, then this point will not be understood. Why he said artha iha is vyartha? Because of that. So this vyartha artha iha se jo pramatto ho gaya. First point. Second, okay, you have added the iha of the artha and you are in pramada and you earn the wealth. But that also is vyartha. Why the wealth is vyartha? Because in exchange of wealth, anything maybe or something maybe of the world you can get, but not Paramatma, not the Paramatma's Parama Ananda. Now, a common simple English sentence, you know, how many times you have heard it. Is it not? With money you can buy the bistar bed palanga, but not the sleeper. Is it not? With money you may buy some people, but not the friends. Try to catch it. So too, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena. Then how the amrutattva will come? Tyagena ekena amrutattva manush. This is called the vyarthata in the artha. So artha ihaya, vyartha artha ihaya pramattasya. Artha means money and any other objects which are given by money and indulgence in those objects for small tickling of the pleasure of the senses. Such a nonsensical, sense level useless fellow cannot even have the joy at the level of mind or intellect of its good emotions and values. Such a stupid life, the one who is living, taking the indriya sparsha only as a possible sukha or bhoga, such a useless fellow will live life like that. An evolved soul will enjoy in giving others, in serving others, in controlling the senses, mana ityadi, in applying them in pursuit of the Paramatma, in reaching Him. That is evolution. Physical body evolution is completed as we get human body. But the inner jiva has to evolve. The jiva who is finding pleasures in the tickling of senses is at the very worst to lowest level. The evolved one discovers these are not the pleasures. एक सुअर को भी उस दलदल में या कीचड़ में नहाना अच्छा लगता है. And we also are indulging the objects. What is the difference between suar and us then? Do you see that swine, suar, how wonderfully it enjoys? Any animal, you give a good food, he enjoys it. What is the difference between animal and me if I cherish only the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha through Indriyas? Not said that there is sukha. It is not ananda. Remember, it is not even sukha. It is never even shanti. It is only some, what do you call it? English, may you can say it's a pleasure. It is called as some bhoga. Let us use that word in Sanskrit. Bhoga is alag. Sukha is alag. Ananda is alag. Sukha is in the mind when you are living a noble life. Ananda is when you are discovering Paramatma. The bhoga is this Indriya bhoga. That is at one moment only it is. And for that, running like a beggar, like, see, when you throw some roti ke tukde, how the kutte bhag towards that. Same way we are bhagging for these vishayas. Our life is worse than kutta. Because kutta is kutta, we are not kutta, we are human being. We are human kutta, worse than that. This is how we have to feel. Then only the dimag will start thinking and we withdraw from that, then engage ourselves in dignity for the pursuit of Paramatma. So this much is explained. What is that? Vyarthaya artha ihaya pramatasya. What will happen to him? Vittam vayaha balam, all wasted. Vittam anyway goes away. See, vittam, when you indulge with the vitta for the bhoga, that is also waste of it because that's not the goal of life. Would you just give it to somebody or somebody looted away or you just died without writing the will on anyone? Vitta to vyartha ho gaya. Then the Vayaha and Balam. Balam is all strengths, all abilities, all talents, etc. And Vaya, the age, all vested in trying to earn the Vyartha Artha. Now he says to himself and to all of us, Jaratah Kimnu Sadaye. As an old person having become now, who has lost the time, who has become weak in his strengths, etc., what can we now achieve at this old age except waiting for Yamaraj? Now, this is one more subtle thing. At least, like that Brahmana, even after going through all this nonsense of self created negativity and its consequence, at least toward that time, if one realizes, ki, what should I do in this last pack of life, and decides to do whatever sadhana he can, even little bit, at least उसने अपने आप को बचाया. तब भी कोई नहीं सुधरता. मरते दम तक वित्त 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 काम 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 काम. There is no need of any enemy to that person. He is his own enemy. The entire humanity is stricken with this bhayankara disease of artha kama, and they are born in that, they are submerged in that, and they are dying in that only. My question is, should you and me also continue like that? What's the farak of us and them who are studying so many shastras? At least now we can realize and start giving at least little time energy remaining toward the Lord. We are helping us at least that much. And as we do it, increase the quality, increase the quantity, increase the frequency, increase the depth, so that we are not available to our own Dehendriya Mana, not to the world, not even to Yamaraj. हमको पता ही नहीं कि क्या हुआ कि हम साधना करते करके छोड़ दिया शरीर एंड गॉट द बेटर बॉडी कंटिन्यूड साधना. ऐसा क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए. नेवर एवर देयर शुड बी एनी वेगनेस. What makes us do sadhana and pakka is our clarity. We all generally listen 100 times but never do mananam. Therefore, clarity never comes. Always we are in vagueness. When the vagueness is there about spirituality, the other aspect, which is the world, about that there is clarity is there. Therefore, that pulls us. क्योंकि उसमें क्लैरिटी है हमको. वी वर्क, वी गेट द मनी, वी स्पेंड इट, वी गेट द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, वी एंजॉय. उसका क्लैरिटी पक्का है ना, इसलिए हम उधर जाएंगे क्योंकि इसका क्लैरिटी नहीं है. हैव द क्लैरिटी विदाउट डाउट और वेगनेस ऑफ व्हाट टू डू, व्हाट टू रीच. कीप डूइंग इट. नो वन सेंटेंस said here, कुशला येन सिद्ध्यन्ति. Kushalaha yena siddhyanti is two meanings. What is that? This vayaha balam and vayaha balam. The lifespan as well as all the abilities and talents are used by a kushala vyakti, intelligent person, to reach the Paramatma. परमात्मा को पहुंचाने के लिए कुशल व्यक्ति जिस देह को या इंद्रियों को या शक्तियों को, टैलेंट्स को यूज करता है, वो चीजें जिन्होंने अर्थ के पीछे गंवाया, once he becomes old, what else he can do now? What can he do? So all the aspects in this shloka we have to catch. In other words, let the vilta be used for dana dharma and know that it will not give Paramatma. And for Paramatma, you try with all our Mana, Buddha, Sharira, etc. Sharira is only controlled and made to sit for hours together. Mana is withdrawn from unnecessary emotions towards anybody or anything. Buddhi should no more, therefore, discovers about the losses and gains of anything of this world. Mana should have its emotion towards the Lord through devotion, gratitude, etc. Intellect should always inquire about the nature of Lord, study His Leelas, understand His grace, understand, and then create that Shraddha to surrender to Him, to invoke His grace, and to reach Him as the goal. This is what, as a Kushala, we have to do. Become clear. So, Vyarthayarte Hayavittam Brahmatasya Vayovalam Kushalayena Siddhyande Jarataha Kim Nusadhaye. Now, a general question is raising for all of us. Let everybody ask this question. What is that? Kasmat Samklishyate Vidwan Vyarthayarte Haya Asakrutu Kasyachit Maya Nunam Lokoyam Suvimohitaha. Yesterday, as beautifully we explained this shloka, very rarely you see, I don't know, remember or not. मैं तो याद रखा हूँ. First question is what? If you are a wise person, how do you justify you are a wise when you are entering into klesha by running behind the artha, which is vyartha? And that is also not once, again and again, again and again, again and again. So vyarthaya, arthaihaya, asakrutu, kasma samklishyate vidwan. It's like Arjun ko Bhagavan ne kaha, you are talking all the words of wise person and now you are crying. A wise person cannot cry. How are you talking words of wisdom and how can you cry? How can these contradictions are there at same time? Panditaha na shochanti, na shochanti. You are shochanti and you are talking like a pandita. Please, thoda socho na. In the same way, you say you are Vidwan and your Vidvata is in entering into the Klesha, that also not once or twice, again and again, by only indulging in the Artha, which is Vyartha. कस्मात क्यों ऐसे बार बार कर रहे हो? मुझे सोचना ही है. Why? Because we have not exposed our buddhi mana to Guru and Shastra, that they indicate to us the more divine, deeper, sublime goal. When you don't study Shastra, Uttama Lakshya is not indicated to us, then the Artha through the Artha Kama, that alone appears to be only existing goal. The biggest problem in this today's India world is not studying Shastra, which lift our attention from the Artha Kama through Dharma towards Moksha. And you and I are, if at all, you doing one good thing in our life is continuously listening to Shastra. That is why मैं चीखते हुए चिल्लाते हुए भीख मांगते हुए हर एक से कह रहा था, भैया शास्त्र सुनो, वही आपको परमात्मा रूपी लक्ष्य का दर्शन कराएगा, उस तरफ आपको मोल्ड करेगा. अदरवाइज लाइक ऑल दी व्हाट यू से दी राक्षसास, द दैत्यास, द दुष्टास, all criminals, we will be pulled only towards the artha kama and destroy all our opportunities. But kaun sunega? Remember, everything is not satsang where some stories are told, some time pass is given, some bhajan kirtan is done. It is punya, it is not sadhana. It is satkarma, it is not adhyatmika sadhana karma. Only when you listen to Shastra, which talks Paramatma as the goal and indicates the path, that alone is sadhana. That alone is satsanga. Don't say, मैं 10 भजन करता हूँ, कीर्तन करता हूँ, उपासनाएं करता हूँ. You are not doing sadhana in them, you are only doing punya. Punya will give you swarga, not moksha. Remember always, only by reaching the Lord, either in Saguna or Nirguna, that to me as a jiva, I get moksha. And through bhajana, kirtana, moksha nahi aata. Only through tattva chintana or that saranagati totally when it achieved, that also after knowing the greatness of Lord, that the mukti comes. They don't get satisfied. I don't get misguided by other fellows who say, क्या फायदा सुबह शाम सत्संग सुन के, चलो हम भजन कीर्तन कर रहे हैं, बाकी भगवान देख लेते हैं. बाकी भगवान जरूर देख लेते हैं. उस भजन कीर्तन के फल में कुछ पुण्य कर्म का फल देने का. He will not give you moksha. अरे बेवकूफ लोग है हम. If I myself don't understand and seek Paramatma as goal, why will he give me? It is my responsibility to know what is ultimate to be achieved. Then I must seek that. In that seeking, along with my effort, then I ask the Lord's helper. He will help me in that regard. Don't make a funny statements and cheat oneself by saying मैं बस रुपए चढ़ा रहा हूँ मंदिर में, भजन कीर्तन कर रहा हूँ, जगराता कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे मुक्ति मुक्ति मिल जाएगी. अरे ऐसी बात है तो जितने लोग जगराते कर रहे हैं सबको मुक्ति मिलना चाहिए अभी तक. And everybody should do that only to get mukti, no? Including this pravachana I am saying. If pravachana gives mukti, by now whoever have given pravachana, they would have got mukti. Pravachana will not give mukti, listening or speaking. Through the pravachana, when you are convinced only about Paramatma's goal and pursue that, that gives mukti. To convince us toward that goal and means pravachana being very nearest one, we have chosen it. बट दिस इज नॉट टेकन एज अल्टीमेट गोल कि सत्संग सुनते जाओ परमात्मा भी नहीं मिलेंगे. सत्संग मन में सद्वस्तु को पाने का जिज्ञासा प्रयत्न को उत्पन्न करना है, तभी जाकर मिलेगा. जस्ट बाय मेकिंग सम psychologically satisfying statements, let us not satisfy ourselves or let us not cheat ourselves. Many of us do that. I am doing my lighting of lamp every day for the temple in puja room. I am offering 2-4 फूल पुष्प. ओनली दैट जिंदगी भर आगे नहीं बढ़ोगे. नेवर एवर से भगवान देख लेंगे, नहीं देखेंगे. भगवान सीधा एक बात होता, इन नो वे भगवान कम्स एंड हेल्प्स अस अदर देन बाय टीचिंग अस थ्रू द गुरु रूपा. और दूसरी तरह से भगवान आके नहीं सिखाते आपको. जो सिखा रहे वही भगवान है, और जो परमात्मा एज ए लक्ष्य सिखा रहे वही भगवान है. और दूसरे तरह से भगवान और कहाँ आएंगे? Many of us have this notion that our guru is teaching and yet we imagine in another form the Lord will come. He has already come. You have to recognize him. Clear? So, kushalayena siddhyancha jaradaknam sadhe kasma samklishate vidvana vyarthayarthe se asakrutu. Now, in this vyartha artha iha is everything. No money I'm earning, earned money I'm increasing it, increased money, so much of balance is there, and all that money every day I'm counting, and I'm trying to improve it by investing more places, and I'm worried about how to spend it. Sara, whatever is related to artha, all that is anartha. Any thought in the mind regarding the artha. That is why the subject already explained. कमाने के टाइम, सेव करने के टाइम, बढ़ाने के टाइम, स्पेंड करने के टाइम, कोई चुरा लिया तो भी किसी को दान देना पड़ेगी. एवरी प्लेस द अर्थ इज अनर्थ ओनली बिकॉज माइंड इज कॉट अप इन दैट. Then the next one, kasyachit maya nunam loka ayam sumohidah. The entire human race or human beings are deluded by somebody's powerful maya. And who is that somebody? Paramatma only. Paramatma has shown or spread jala of his maya. Never told you to get bound. It is your choice, you have bound. With every maya thrown by the Lord on jivas, you will always have a permission or a technique given to every jiva not to get caught up in that snare of maya. That you have to discover. That example of fishes we already said million times. The fishes are caught in the net thrown by the fisherman, which are far away from his feet. Those fishes which are at his own feet never caught by the snare, because snare he throws far away. अपने पाँव में थोड़ी डालेगा अपना मछली पकड़ने वाला जाल को. The other example he told is all the grains which are little away from the central pivot get pisofied when you piso, which are very near to the center, they are not pisoed. Same way, the center of the pisne wala, yeah, the feet of the fisherman indicate the feet of Bhagavan. And the net is called as Maya. Or the pisna is called as Maya. We are caught up in Maya only when we are away from the feet of God. There are two pakka things in life. When you hold on to the feet of the Lord, pakka is you are not caught in Maya. Second is, if you don't hold on to the feet of Lord, you will be caught in Maya. ये भी पक्का है, दोनों पक्का है. Just like if you do punya, you get sukha. There is no alternative. You do the papa, there is no alternative, you get only dukkha. As again, pakka hai baat. When you love people, they reciprocate the love. Ye pakka hai. When you hate them, they also hate. Pakka. When you work hard, your wealth will grow. Pakka hai. When you don't work, whatever wealth is goes away. Pakka. When you eat good food and do exercise, the body is healthy and strong and long living. Is there any doubt? No good food eaten, no exercise done. There's guarantee there will be diseases. Okay. Nunam kasyachit maya nunam lokoyam sumohitaha. Now, this 27th sloka is one of the top one. Very good, very good, very good. देखो ये बातें कहते हैं ना, ये वेदांत फिलॉसफी हमको फंसा रहे करके, अगर ऐसे सोच रहे हो तो यू आर द मोस्ट अनफॉर्चुनेट फेलो, मिसप्लेस इन द क्लास एंड डेफिनेटली यू गो अवे फ्रॉम द क्लास, इफ नॉट टुडे टुमारो, गेट लॉस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड माया. On the other hand, when these topics are again and again taught, if you understand it as grace of Bhagavan wanting to pull me out of this samsara sagara, you are helping yourself the most. नहीं तो ये दुनिया ऐसी खराब है ना, फंसाने के साथ साथ, when we try to come out of that फसाव, it will talk such a flowery language as to again pull us down into the world. They even tell like this, the Swami who's teaching you Vedanta for the last 2-3 years, did he do sadhana? Did he reach the God? You ask him. Just he's wasting his time and your time. Chalo, let us go and enjoy the world. And what he asked is right, but the answer is wrong. Yes, a Swami has not reached, but he's on the way. He's not caught up in the world life. But that subtle thing we don't understand, then we get carried away by them. भयंकर है दुनिया, बचेगी नहीं आपको. And most of the people around are jealous when you have a lot of wealth, then they come and eat away the wealth. Same way, they are doubly jealous when you are earning the wealth of spiritual knowledge. They will see to it that they pull you down. Through them, what works is Maya. Some of them do knowingly, many do unknowingly. Now listen the next sentence. Whether do it knowingly or whether they do it unknowingly, of cheating us or pulling us into Maya, हमारे दिमाग को क्या हुआ, तुम्हारे अकल को क्या हुआ, दिमाग लगा क्या? I am again pausing at this very serious sentence. I repeat it. Some people, out of jealous, knowingly, they take us away from spiritual path. Some people don't know the glory of this. They know only the bhoga of that. Therefore, they inspire us to pull us away from this path to that. These are the two types of people around us. In both cases, खुद का अकल कहाँ गया? उतने बेवकूफ हो कि you can't think what is good for yourself. This is what we have to question ourselves. Why? Because by any of the reason when you have taken away from the path, afterwards anybody you blame, nobody will take the blame. Even Bhagavan will not take blame. When you say, Bhagavan, तुम्हारे माया कारण मैं फंस गया हूँ, therefore you are the culprit. He says, I also have given the path of Shreya Marga. You did not come on to that. I will not take that blame. That Valmiki story, always remember. So too, when you tell all your friends and all, अरे बेवकूफ लोग, तुम्हारे कारण all my time is wasted, I could not do sadhana, they will laugh at you and say, अरे नालायक, तेरा अकल कहाँ गया? Nobody will take responsibility. It is our life. That's why today's morning class, you remember in that Upanishad introduction. Yesterday also it touched upon this. Okay, it is our life, our responsibility, our life. Nobody can answer later. Even God. Even nobody can never take responsibility. And when you do sadhana, you have to give credit to them. But when you don't do sadhana, nobody can be blamed. सी प्रेय मार्ग से श्रेय मार्ग में आने के लिए जो अंदर के रिसोर्सेस चाहिए कॉल्ड एज अकल, द आउटर रिसोर्सेस चाहिए गुरु एंड गॉड, गुरु एंड शास्त्र, भगवान गिव, उसको हमें यूज कर. ओके, द नेक्स्ट वन इज किम धनैहि. What to do with all this wealth which only tempts us doing all this papa? Dhanadaihi va kim. Why? When you don't have interest in the wealth, then run behind the sources which give the wealth. It can be people who give dana, it can be any jobs which you do to earn a lot of money, even upasana Mahalakshmi ityadi for the sake of money. Mahalakshmi will give all the wealth. when you pray to her. But what do you do with that wealth? That is why her vehicle is Ullu. महालक्ष्मी माता वाहनम vehicle is उल्लू only. उल्लू लोग ही धन मांगते हैं. What is उल्लू? दिन में नहीं दिखता उसको, रात में दिखता है. मतलब the light of knowledge of Lord is not known. The night of bhoga only that fellow knows because of the wealth. That is called ullu. Owl. That owl word came from ullu in Hindi only. Kim dhanai dhanadaihi. Clear? Slowly understand it. No running wealth behind wealth, not seeking the favors from those who can give wealth. Minimum में रह जाना बस. Second one, Kim kama irva kama dahyuta. Then what is more in kama? Because a day should come where we pause and think about every tempting kama that already from millions of lives we have gone through that. It never ended by itself. It comes again and again tempting our mind. Indulge in that kama, indulge in that kama. एक बार रुको, हम और सोचो कितने बार उस भोग में हम रमे होंगे, फिर से हम करें, कब तक चलेगा वो? If we indulge now, it won't stop it. Tomorrow it will ask, day after, अगले जन्म. अब ऐसे ही चलता रहोगे क्या? With this thought, every time when the desire comes of any sort, we have to reject it, rise above it, transcend it. And it never happens one time. The Bhayankara Shatru of the Kama is Nitya Shatru as per Gita, Jnanino Nitya Vairina. For an Adhyatmic Sadhaka, till Paramatma is discovered as one without second, the enemy of Kamana will go on try to pull him down. This you have to know it. कभी नहीं सोचना कि कामना को मैंने conquer कर दी. Therefore, Kim Kamayehi. Then Kamadayehi va. If you don't have Kamana, then what is the interest, what is the need of being in touch with those things and beings which fulfill my Kamana? This should come within. And in this, there is no hatred. There is no vengeance, there is no ill feeling. There is only conscious contemplation, inquiry. Thus, dishooking ourselves from this time and energy wasting indulgences or involvements. Third one is more peculiar. Considered karma bhirva uta janmadahi. Then why involve in any of these punya papa karma which are going to lead to more and more uttara janma of same? Remember, every janma is naraka samana. Not only when we are born as human being in the womb of mother, even when born as bird also उस अंडे में रहना पड़ता है उसको फिर some बड़ी उसको फिर hatching करना है. If not is done time पे hatching, then it is broken and that jiva will never be born only on that. Even the animal yoni, कोई भी जन्म फिर जन्म के बाद मरने तक in that body, to maintain the body, to fulfill the demands of body, desires of the body, ये नरक है रे बाबा. Have you felt it or not now? बीमारी आती है, दवाई दे दो, थक जाता है, नींद दे दो, भूख लगती है, खाना दे दो, enjoyments का शौक होता है, वो दे दो. Just a picture देखो तुम अपने आप का, हमारा the jiva in me is a stupid, wretched slave to this deha only. Like the Britishers made our Indians as slaves. You know, they used to eat with hunter and get their work done. वो बैल को निकाल के इंडियंस को लगाकर उनसे खेत जुतवाते थे. वेरी पेनफुल डेज दे वर. Terrible. These Mughals and Britishers have tortured Hindus like anything. Read those histories. कभी याद करके तो नींद भी नहीं आता. इतना पाप दुष्ट लोग. No, I'm telling that is in the same way these are the ones which are making a slave. So dhana dhanada, kama kamada, karma and karma देने वाला जन्म. किम क्या है इसका फायदा? This is what one has to think every day with calm and quiet mind, so that what precipitates out is the beautiful medicine called vairagya, healthy vairagya, willful vairagya, followed by therefore what to do. Let me engage in pursuit of Paramatma. He says, मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य. यार एनीवे मृत्यु आपको पकड़ ही लिया. तो मैं तो हर दिन सुबह देखता हूँ कैलेंडर, 4 मई हो गया, 4 मई 2022। कितने फास्ट दिन चल रहे हैं। कब ये बाहर गया हुआ हवा अंदर आना रुक जाता है, वी डोंट नो। मृत्युना ग्रस्यमानस्य like any bhookamp, anything happens, most valuable things that we take and run. So too the murtyu is nearing to us. Most valuable thing we have to take before we die. And what is most valuable thing? Only our sadhana. If this really enters into us, we will not even waste one moment, even in sleep also. Forget about all your enjoyment, TV, wasting time, sitting like a buffalo and watching all the people coming and going. द बूढ़े लोग जो टाइम वेस्ट करते हैं ना गप्पे मारते हुए, डोंट बी दैट। आई एम हैप्पी विथ माई सेल्फ फ्रॉम लास्ट 3-4 years दैट नॉट एवन ए मूवमेंट और अ डे इज जस्ट वेस्ट। कोई कोई स्टार्ट पढ़ना है, तैयार करना है, आपको बताना है। आई एम फाइंडिंग माई सेल्फ so much in the grace of Guru Parampara and the Lord that they are keeping so much engaged. Not that 100% deeply every moment they are doing, वो भी टाइम आएगा देखते देखते, but much much better, at least satisfactory to myself. At least the regret and guilt is not there that the whole day is wasted or the half day is wasted, a lot of time is wasted. No, I'm telling it. It is again by Guru Ishvara Kripa, and we are relentlessly we are. Now your class ho jayega, then we have to prepare for the tomorrow and other things, other things. This is what every one of us continuously do. Every moment engage in sadhana. अरे मृत्यु से ग्रसन किए जाने वाले बंदे, अलग अलग जन्म देने वाले काम कर्मों से और कामना देने वालों से, धन और धन देने वालों से क्या करना है तुमको? कीप इट असाइड. Who will give us this beautiful suggestion? Then what to do? Now, Nunam me Bhagavan Tushtaha. Nunam means indeed. May means with me. Bhagavan, Lord Tushtaha is contented. Lord is so happy and pleased with me. What did he do? How do you say so? Yena Nitaha Dasham Etam. To this Dasha I am brought. Which is Dasha? That I am left with nobody to help me, and neither I have wealth nor people. What that Dasha led you to Nirveda cha Atmanaha Plavaha. I got such a nirveda from things and beings and all, which is now become the plava, the boat for me to travel in this path of sadhana to cross the samsara ocean. And this thing has to be spoken at least for half an hour. 5-6 मिनट तुम जरूर बात करेंगे कल के दिन कि what is the highest wisdom with every dukkha when we learn vairagya and mumukshutta. Then with that mumukshutta, all the efforts done to avoid dukkha or to get the sukha from the world are diverted towards Paramatma Prapti. This in a sweet manner said by Bhagavan Shankara in Bhaja Govinda. Beautiful it is. Shatro mitre putre bandhav ma kuryatnam vigraha sandhav sarvasminapi pashyatmanam sarvatro suja bheda jnanam. This is one thing he says. In another sloka he says, iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram vishwam tyaktva swapna vichar. After this understanding, every ounce of time energy is only for Bhagavan. That's what will be the next 2 slokas. I'll chant it like yesterday we did. I told you we'll take time. We took it. It's a repetition but worthy. रिपीट तो कर रहे हैं लेकिन कितना याद है बताओ. अब रिपीट करने का बाद याद नहीं है तो नहीं किया तो कैसा होगा? वी आर नॉट एन academician seated to finish the texts. We are not professors here. We are trying to become sadhakas, to understand what is sadhya and sadhana. और जो इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स होते हैं समय स्पेंड करना ही पड़ेगा. इट्स नॉट ओनली ऑर्डिनरी कथा भगवान फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट. सिनेमा थोड़ी है, नुमाइश थोड़ी है. ये तो अपने जीवन को उत्तम लक्ष्य तक ले जाने के लिए. So you have to understand, spend time for that. He says कि so हम, that me who has got now full vairagya, avasheshena kala avasheshena, with the remaining time, syat yadi, if at all it is remaining, whatever, angam atmana shoshaishe. I will do shoshana of the dehendriya adi, means will not yield to their demands and waste my time and energy. Apramattah akhila swarthe, means I will become very alert about the 4 purusharthas, dharma, artha and kama, moksha, Whenever from outside or inside the Artha Kama Sankalpas come, I kick them away, and Dharma I do minimum, by which I am no more incurring any debts or nobody blames me. The remaining time only for the Uttam Purushartha, that is moksha. Atmani Siddhaha. In this way, I am convinced now I will be walking on that path. And then, having this conviction made, he is again not neglecting the most important thing of invoking grace of Bhagavan and Gurus. Tatra mam anumoderan drevaha tribhuvana ishvaraha. Oh, all the Tribhuvana Ishvara devatas, in this my sankalpa of mine, please be with me, empower me, protect me. First, please say tathastu. Is it not our prayer also, as we are doing these classes? Seriously, sincerely, genuinely, from the heart, as much our conscience and consciousness goes, we are not cheating Shastra, not Guru, not God, not ourselves to our own capacity. That we are becoming clear in our understanding about Paramatma alone is the goal. And the means are all these yogas. And we want to follow these means to reach the goal. Ready to pay any cost. Oh, Adhisthana Devatas, please say Tadhastu. Please be with us. Please empower us. This is called Shubhecha. When we get all the kicks from the entire world, and also when we know the limitations of worldliness, then we get sufficient detachment from the world, then we convincingly start walking on the path of spirituality, or desire or decide to walk, that is called शुभेच्छा. अभी हमारा इच्छा शुभेच्छा नहीं हुआ. क्यों? शुभेच्छा का होने के बाद अगेन यू डोंट लुक बैक into the past world of worldliness, past life. We have not yet got that शुभेच्छा. We are only in the worldly indulgence. कभी कभी झांक कर देख रहे spirituality में. Just like it should be other way around. Walk in the spiritual path, कभी कभी झांकना, उसके बाद छोड़ ही देना इनको. Like in the temple darshana queue, a very rare one is there from the time of entering into temple till the temple darshan over comes back. His only dushti is to have Bhagavad darshan, Bhagavad darshan. The other 99.9%, their desire to darshana is only 2-3%. The remaining, their dimag is only in looking at themselves, thinking about their other works, when to catch the bus, which hotel to stay, what food to eat, and talking all the nonsense with others and watching who are coming, who are going. We all do this way only our Tirtha Yatra. Very rarely, for some moments only, our intent, desire for Bhagavad Darshana is there. Same in life. The one who gets Subhecha, Pakka, he will not do anything other than wanting to know Paramatma. He desires God. He knows everything as to how to reach God. He does its full capacity work to reach God called sadhana. Then he prays to the Lord. हे भगवान, इतना मेरे से हो सका, मैंने किया, honestly आपके चरण में लगा रहा हूँ, बाकी आपका काम है, आप मुझे आगे ले जाओ, आगे ले जाओ. देखो शुभेच्छा. That is the biggest blessing which we can give to ourselves and Guru Ishwara's blessings. Okay. Tatra mam anumoderan devastu vineshanaha muhurtena brahmalokam katvangaha samasadayat. हम ब्रह्मलोक को पहुंच गए खटवांग राजा in a muhurta 1 hour time. I will also try my best. And it also has some beautiful things to convey. These 3 shlokas. Nunam me Bhagavan soham kalavashishena tatra mam anumoderan. They need little more to be elaborated. This we see tomorrow, followed by Bhagavan Krishna's commentary to Uddhava. Then what happened to him? And here, so far, he is addressed as Dvija, Dvija, Dvija. Now, once he gets the detachment and pursues Paramatma Marga, for that he gives up everything. Then he takes up the role as, or the, let us say, the identity as a Bhikshu. So from here, Bhagavan also addresses him as Bhikshu. Till now, Brahmana and Dvija. He says, no, iti abhipretya manasa avantyah dvijasattamaha unmuchya hruda grantin shantah bhikshu abhutu. From here, the Bhikshu Gita really starts. And what happened to him as a result of what Papa he has done will be told in these next 20 slokas, 15 by Krishna, in which all the Narakayatana of this world or other world are sample roop made depicted by Lord Krishna. And how we have to withstand to all of them and pursue our own path without reacting, which was the question of Uddhava. He shows to us through that Brahmana's life. What a beautiful topic it is. And I tell you, when you read this portion, it is such a preparation that what papa we have done in the past, we don't know. In its result, what dukkha it is going to bring us, we don't know. When you read this one, it is such a preparation. कि हमने ऑलरेडी भागवत में पढ़ लिया कि कोई भी किस पाप को हमने किया होगा पता नहीं, किस तरह का दुनिया से हमको दुख आएगा. We never knew. So today it has come. Never mind the part of prarabdha, but now my Shubhecha is guiding me in spiritual sadhana. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि हम कहते हैं मैं साधना कर रहा हूं, अगेन व्हाई आई एम गोइंग थ्रू दुख. योर दुख इज नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ साधना माय डियर, योर दुख नाउ इज बिकॉज योर पास्ट डीड्स. लेट देम गो थ्रू. यू आर जस्ट क्लियरिंग ऑल दोस प्रारब्धा. डोंट गिव अप योर परस्यूट ऑफ sadhana. This we have to learn from this bhikshu. We will see tomorrow. Sarvam Krishnarpanamam. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Krishna Chandra Bhagavana ki jai. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Chalo Valmiki Ramayana. Hari Om. All YouTube people, Hari Om and all the best to all. Stay back for Hindi class.